Okay, so someone asked me to make a video about exams that I'm taking. I've already made one about the HSK and why I'm taking the HSK 3 for Mandarin this year. So this is a rundown, a hopefully comprehensive list. It may change, who knows, of language exams that I'm planning to take in 2020. And there is a whole bigger debate that this taps into. Lots of other language YouTubers have weighed in on about the merits or demerits of preparing for an exam as a way to structure your learning of a language, where my default position, as with everything in life, is that it's not hurting anyone else, so do what you want. I have absolutely no judgment about whether or not people want to prepare for an exam or want to learn a language without it being geared towards taking an exam. So this is just a rundown of the ones that I'm taking, because I'm then going to make separate videos, which also means that if you're only interested in like Japanese, you can just follow me on the JLPT, or the topic for the Korean, or the HSK for the Mandarin. And for a couple of my European languages, I'm actually weighing up what to do. I've been thinking for a while to take some A-levels that I never actually sat, as a way to structure my way, kind of re-engaging with these languages that I sort of let fall by the wayside, especially Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, and German, just to kind of be like. I actually have a terrible experience with language A-levels, but that's a story for another day. The exams that I'm planning to take in 2020 are the HSK for Mandarin, which I've made something separate on, and then I'm going to separate that off. And if you just want to follow me in my HSK experience, I will keep those videos over in the Mandarin section. The JLPT for Japanese, and I'm going to make a video about introduction to the JLPT. So if you're just interested in the JLPT, want to know what it's all about, or you're learning Japanese and you want to know should I take it or not, that will be a video about that. And then the topic TOPIK for Korean, I'm not sure if I'm going to take that or not. I'll make a video just explaining what the topic is, but I don't know if I'm going to take it because my Korean is not very good. Although I did spend the morning practicing my Korean, and that was fun. Okay, I spent the morning listening to K-pop, but that's part of the language learning experience. For the sort of East Asian language, the HSK, the JLPT, and the topic, the TOPIK. And those are the 3 standardised tests that I'm planning to take in those. If I choose to take the A-levels, I'll make a separate little video about them, but it'll probably be more about how to prepare for a language A-level when you're no longer in formal education. Although I tell myself I'm still 18, 6th form. Hi Loic, let's just pretend we're still in 6th form together. My best friend I knew during my time in 6th form, and I just pretend we're still there. Because I think that's interesting. How do you prepare for sort of school exams when you're no longer in school? If I continue along those lines, maybe the Italian, German, Portuguese, a couple of them, and then I will talk about. There are languages that I'm learning that I'm not taking an exam for. And I think that's also completely cool. And I think it's very weird to emphasize, whether or not you get a grade in something or not, a rubber stamp of approval from some higher authority than yourself. Your language learning is about you. One of the languages that I'm learning most at the moment, do I have it here? It's pages and pages. Is Hebrew. I'm not in a formal educational program for Hebrew at the moment. I have tutors for my Hebrew and apps and textbooks. I'm not in an Ulpan program. We can talk. I'll make a separate thing on Hebrew, like the Rosen School and different things are out there for if you want to learn modern Hebrew. I'm not learning classical Hebrew. But so I like the swear words way too much. Come on, like you're gonna learn Hebrew, like. What is it even for? It's not like anyway. Yeah, I'm also learning languages without taking an exam in them. So I'll also talk about that separately. But I just wanted to make a sort of intro video about discussions about preparing for language exams, and so the HSK, the JLPT, the TOPIK for Korean, and then A-levels for some European languages. I am obviously by total fluke and accident of birth a native English speaker, so I've never had to prepare for an English proficiency exam like a TOEFL or a CELTA. And in this time, I'm very struck by the fact that that's just a pure like fluke of luck. My students here often from like the Erasmus program or from all around the world, at the university where I teach, are almost all like not native speakers of English, and I'm just so struck and astonished by how amazing it is that they study and learn and their daily bread and butter in a second language, and that's just seen as absolutely I'm just like perpetually astonished by that, and know very much that it's just a fluke of geography and circumstance that I speak a language that is currently like a global lingua franca. So I can't give any advice on preparing for TOEFL or CELTA or any of the English proficiency exams, but I can about HSK, topic, JLPT, and some A-levels, and top tips for language learning that I found and that I'd like to share, and that I'd also like to have some feedback on as well, because we're all learning, really, aren't we?